has anyone ever that you knew for a very long time stopped being a consistent asset to your life and you had to cut them off?
E- So to answer the first piece of that, I definitely have friends that stopped being a consistent asset to my life, or people that I've associated with or know that haven't been a consistent asset. That's the key word to me to my life. But not all of them had to be cut off. I think there's a big delineation between somebody that takes from you versus somebody that's not an asset. So somebody that's not an asset could mean that they're not helping me succeed. They're not working with me. They're not helping me get money. They're not helping me and my family grow. They're not helping me be happy. You know, they're not involved in things that make me happy. Those are the type of things that people will kind of call an asset, right? But you don't have to provide like asset type of things to a friendship to be a true friend still. You could be somebody that I grew up with and you fucking live, states away. You know what I'm saying? And you're not giving me anything year to year. You're not doing anything for me. We're not making money together. We're not seeing each other, nothing like that. But I still have a lot of love and you still have a lot of love for me. And that's why I say that other key factor is, do you take from me? People that take from me in some form, those are the ones that get cut off. What do I mean by take from me? Take from me to the point where I feel like, yo, we're so at odds or we're so different. I feel a negative energy when I'm around you. I feel like I'm on the wrong path. I can get in trouble if I hang out with you. I feel like I want things that you despise. So we already ain't on the same page, so that we're on a collision course regardless. So for that reason, I may move away from certain people. But I have people that are not assets, but I still love them to death, because you don't have to give me something or do for me or be a part of my daily happiness to be a friend of mine or a loved one, because we all have our separate lives.
Nah, very true. And if anyone knows ARP like I know him, he's a literal fucking guy. So he broke down asset pretty literal. But one part that I did mean by it is like, you're no longer adding to my happiness. And therefore, if this is who you are and you're reachable, you kept mentioning people weren't added to your life is a distance away. I'm talking about reachable people that could still be around me on a day-to-day or a holiday or a birthday, whatever the case is. I feel like after a while, if you're not bringing from me, you're taking from me. And I don't have to be in a physical, it could be you putting me in wrong situations. It could be, this is just to get into it, right? Because I touched on this in another blog, my comeback blog or whatever, which I don't want to do bunny ears and to as if I'm downplaying it, but that
You
was
got you
really
got the sweater on, though.
yeah, it's festive.
I
Um
mean, you said bunny ears, so.
it's true, and Easter was yesterday, bars, you know what I mean? I'm just
Oh,
practicing
three.
my
That's
thing.
three.
That's it, man. That's it. So what I've been dealing with, and anybody watching right now is like, it's not easy to let people go. But after a while, how much do you can't be mad if you put yourself out there to be a doormat. You can't be mad when people step on you. So like I feel like I've been going through a tough one, because like somebody that I've been cool with for over a decade, I had to come to a decision and be like, this was my last straw. You know what I'm saying? And like these straws, that it's like I put myself out for this person multiple times, like not letting, like, people know when I'm around, they can't talk foul on them. I knew like other close friends of mine try to give me warnings on them. I also know like in physical situations that I was the one who called. You know what I'm saying? What Ill Will and Calico Battle, like, yo, well, not the shooter, but when that person gets called, my phone rings. And I love that line so much because it hit me in a different way. I never had someone to call. You know what I'm saying? I looked up to my parents. Like my pops held me down since I was younger to a grown man, because that's who I know I can turn to. That's why I know is going to steer me the right way. And that's why I know is going to willing to go all the way with me no matter what. And I never had a friend really to do that for me. And I always ignored that and just be like, yo, people don't have to be like that or whatever. But, recently this person puts me in a situation on my birthday, you know what I'm saying? And like, basically like and the call, and now the outcome of all of it, one of the homies is, you know what I'm saying, turned himself in. And then that could have went very bad for me as well. And I say all that to say this: I was inside greeting the manager and my family that worked at the spot. The club was over. All the homies went outside. My phone rings. Yo, hurry, come outside. They about to ride on. Da 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 da. This person who I knew for 10 plus, the person who calls me outside. So why fast forward me and one other person I was about to get rolled on, brawling with 8 dudes, and the guy who called me outside is not even there, and has, you know, the next day, yo, what happened? I don't remember nothing. I know we went to the, so you missed the chunk of it, you know. Oh, I just remember calling the Uber. What are you even in the Uber for without even checking on me? You know what I'm saying? Like, even that, you know, and like, it hurts because this is not the first time, you know what I'm saying? Homie was on stage when we was all should have rolled out. You know what I'm saying? And like someone else that was there ended up having to catch something from me. And I exempt him from that. You know, I'm the person I'm speaking about. Like this, like there was another person I'm no longer cool with, and it had to take it another level because like, yo, you let me out. This shit could have went bad for real. Just like this. And now I'm not gonna take it as far as physical with this guy because I don't even want to talk bad on him, but he ain't. Listen, I try to even convince myself to let it go because my man's was like, yo, he did what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to call you knowing you gonna ride. This man's in trouble. He know you go. I don't see it that way because of past situations, and I had to let him go. And like he just had like a recent party. You know, this is deep. This is my life right here. This is like, this ain't no hypotheticals. We talking for real. This man decides to look at my channel. He know who I'm talking about. My homies who know, they know. This is the only way I know how to be. So this is how I grow from situations and learn. That shit could have went bad on stage. Well, afterwards, it could have went bad in a lot of situations that you put me in that you wouldn't be able to, you wouldn't put yourself in it, but you put me in it. And now he's had, you know, people, the other homies, because of mutual friends and all that, is asking like, oh, yo, what happened with, what's going on with you and Jim's? Your man talking about, yo, I don't know. I try to hit him up. I don't even, you don't even know. So you triple lying. You know exactly. I hit you the next day and let you, oh, you don't remember? Let me tell you what happened. Let him know what happened. But now when the homies ask, yo, what happened with you and Jim's? You don't even know. That's sucker shit. And if you were, and if you do watch this, just know if you were someone else, you would have, I would have been at your front door because you know I was at the other one's front door who had to cut off. So with all that being said, I don't even like how upset that gets me. I'm a grown man trying to, you know what I'm saying, house hunting, raising 2 children, trying to get my life right, looking at my goals. I don't need people that is no longer an asset. That person's taken away from me that could possibly lead to me being taken away from my kids, taken away. So I was just wondering, did you have someone close to you that it took a while, but it's like this, yo, too many strikes, and I have to let that go. I can't water this no more.
Yeah, I had a similar situation to that. I had a similar situation to what you're saying. And it's funny because you mentioned stage. I think I know who you're talking about. The person that I had a similar situation to what you're explaining has been on an RBE stage before too, right? He's in one of our biggest battles.
Not to cut you off, but just so people don't get confused, I know when they hear that, they're gonna think, homie, I used to have with me in the blogs. That's not who this story's about. I haven't spoken to him in years. God bless. Just to throw that out there, disclaimer. I'm talking about someone I grew up with. Whoever you see me in blogs with, I met that person as a grown man. Just in case you thinking that.
Oh yeah, cool. No, I got you.
That's a whole other situation. But no
but
more.
Yeah, like I had a situation with somebody I grew up with. Have a lot of love for. I have love for to this day. But I really grew up with this kid as one of my closest friends. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't just one thing. It was a bunch of occurrences where I saw certain things. I realized how like this person was going in a different direction than me. He had certain tendencies to him that I was like, you're gonna get people around you into a lot of shit. And there was even a situation one time where it was a real active time for my group and another group. And niggas crossed paths and niggas was out there and niggas banged out and he was a part of it. And the way that he moved in that, it was like, yo, what the fuck was that? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I could, like Shanta knows this whole story. Shanta was there, you know what I'm saying? Like Shanta was like me, banging out, you know, active in the situation. Like it was a situation. Like, but this other person, I continue to see things. And I think the difference between me now and the difference between me then is when you got somebody where y'all from the same neighborhood, y'all literally teenagers together, then you get into your young adult years, like you're in your 20s and all that type of stuff. And you see these occurrences and you have these situations where you could have ended up way, way worse and all types of shit. You keep seeing things about this person. Sometimes it takes longer to get away from that person and finally say, I'm going this direction. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
right now, the way, and we're in touch now, we cool now, you know what I'm saying? And I think he's grown a lot from the outside looking in, you know what I'm saying? We follow each other on social media, we touch base every once in a while. But I think he's grown a lot. But point being that we at the age that we at now, you know what I'm saying? It's all from a distance. So even if we was tight like we used to be, we couldn't really affect each other. My
Yeah.
point to that is maybe you're at a point in that relationship where you're still so attached to somebody where you're allowing the occurrences, because everything that you just said and all that frustration you just got off your chest, you clearly know the decision. You clearly know what this person is as far as your perspective on it.
Yeah.
Yet you've allowed it multiple times to come back and get close.
Yeah.
Me, I'm at a point in my life where you could show me something that I feel like really critical, and you're only going to get one opportunity.
Right.
In my
Right.
20s and my teens and all that, I hang around it, you know, because I got more than knucklehead shit going on too. You know what I'm saying? But what you just vented to yourself, if you replay that back and you look at yourself and be like, yo, wow, like, yes, that's the thing about somebody that like you that's smart, that's around certain shit, but still on the road to doing the right thing. You already have the mentality to get away from the bullshit. You still got, I wouldn't say 1 foot in, but you got a half a foot in that allows you to still be there and get into certain shit. You haven't taken that last foot out. Yeah, niggas
Well,
wait.
you know what it is with
You
that
haven't taken
too.
that last foot out because once you identify a problem and you still deal with it or hang around it, that means you're not fully applying your own knowledge to who the person is. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
I
So
mean,
that's that half
I
foot
agree
situation.
from the perspective in which you're commenting because of how I vented just now. But just in the defense of the literal situation, he has become a. I see him like his kid's birthday, my kid's birthday, my birthday. So it has become that was my everyday, running wild in the summer friend when we were younger to growing up, Miami trips, AC, Vegas, all this. Yo, here for me, I'm here like it was a but recently it's like this is why I said I'm done watering dead plants. I know that I was keeping something alive, even by the string of birthdays, 3 a year. And mind you, we 10-minute car ride away from each other. So that was me watering dead plants, and it was a big eye opener for a lot. And at the end of the day, it could have went bad. And I could say that for it's true. We could have been someone is getting locked up from it. You know what I'm saying? It could have been. It's
Yeah.
not like it ain't me, and that's just all good. Like nah, who knows what would have happened if we would have had more help. We would have to had take it to the level of that. But we
And we
were
got to make sure that we make this clear. You could be around the best people in the world, the smartest people in the world, the most successful people in the world, the people that's on a straight and narrow in the world, and you could still get into shit.
yeah.
Shit could still happen. Shit could still pop off. You know what I'm
But there's
saying? The
also
world
less
is
chances of being around.
absolutely. I do believe in probability.
Yeah.
So shit could pop off anywhere with anyone, but purposefully going to places that you know is suspect or hanging around people that you know is suspect, that puts us in wrong.
Yeah.
That really does. And I'm kind of like at a point in life where I'm like, I'm so against that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? If I felt like, yo, Jim's is one of those type of guys, like, I would never try to go out. Me and you've been outside of battle rap before.
Yeah.
We hit the club, little lounge spot or whatever with there's
Yeah.
drinks and all that. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? There's an element around us, there's people around, liquor moving, all that type of shit. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I wouldn't go there with you if I looked at you and I'd be like, yo, this nigga's a fucking troublemaker still. He ain't grow up yet. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because we all come from that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? We all
Exactly.
can still do that today as well. But you have to have
Exactly.
the mentality and the drive and be on the type of road to say that no matter what I can do or what I did do, that's not what I'm on. That's not what
Right.
I'm on. Actually, when you know that you're around people that's definitely not on that, you could see it in them that they become more de-escalators. Like you
Mhm.
could be around somebody and be like, yo, you arguing with my man right here, and you telling him like, yo, what you looking at? You have no clue what his background is. You have no clue what he would do to you right now. Him
Mhm.
telling you I'm sorry is a clear indication of the road that he's on.
Mhm.
That's what I want to be. I want to
Yeah.
be the type of guy that bumps somebody in the club. And you like, yo, what the fuck is your problem? I'll be like, yo, my bad. I apologize, my man. Yo, you
Mhm.
bumped into me. Yo, it was my fault. I apologize. Even if it was your fault, I'm
Mhm.
gonna de-escalate it if I
Yeah.
can. If I don't
Yeah.
feel threatened, I just want to de-escalate it. I don't
Yeah.
want to deal with it because we gotta find these periods where we continue to evolve and evolve away from the bullshit more and more. Like you said, reduce the probability. It goes down anywhere with anyone, but reduce the probability.
And when you say reduce the probability, it makes me think about, you know, I say this line a lot. You knew me, but you don't know me. And those are the people that you got to get away from as well. Because people will look, I've even been in situations where I was the person to de-escalate. And even though my man didn't mean it in a malicious sense, when he was like, yo, that's crazy. Like, you really like, I don't know. I'm like, what? He's like, I'm saying, I thought you was about to wild out, like some kind of. I'm saying, like, it was an accident. Like, he stepped on my shoe, my drink fell. It was like, even when I try to like, it was like, even when I try to like point out the whole scene to him, he kind of was like, yo, but we all moving and grooving. Like, in that moment, I felt where it could have went. All for a drink and a little thing on my shoe, and it was vodka, so it wasn't a big deal. You know what I mean? And it was like, oh, I'm saying I seen that 2 steps ahead. You know, also, I feel like when you're a person that's been through a lot, you read a person's energy. Like, you know, there's been certain situations where I could read your whole body language and understand off rip, you're not willing to take you where I am. I could tell because my voice is telling you that I'm offended about something and you ain't even looking at me. And people might be like, oh, they don't even respect you. No, they don't respect themselves because you taking your eyes over someone, another grown man who you don't know, that you just upset and you waving me off.
Yeah, it's
And
little
next thing
shit
I
like
know,
that makes the difference between who you're dealing with. Like people that make fun of people that flinch, I'm like, flinching is good.
oh
You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
I'm prepared to get hit.
Like, it's a
Yeah,
defense mechanism. I don't want to get hit. Stupid. Like I do
and
want to weave if I can. Like stupid. Like you
exactly.
know what I'm saying? It's like me. Yo, it's wild. Me and Swade was having this conversation the other day. Shout out to my man Swade, man. And we was just having our grown man talking. It's so positive. I feel like I put it here too. But it was just like, yo, being able to get to a point in life, you don't have to be old to do this. You just have to get to a point of maturity where you know what you can do and you have to be like, yo, I can't let my ego and my pride take over and I have to try to de-escalate and not let this go where it can go.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like it
yeah,
takes a lot to get to that point, son. It,
yeah,
it, it really, really, it really takes a lot. And I mean, the better that we get at that as men, I mean, the more problems that we can evolve. I look at it like this, man. We've both been there. I don't know exactly how many times you've been there. I've been there more times than I want to be there.
right.
Right. So I'm talking about that 4 wall spot, right? I don't ever want to be back there again in a situation that when it's time to fucking go lights out and I get to really just think within my own mind where I ask myself, what the fuck just happened or what did you just do?
Yeah,
The only time I want to ever have to go back there is where I can honestly sit there and say, I'm cool with sitting here right now.
yeah,
Because what happened, I needed it to happen.
mm-hmm.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, for
So
sure.
all these situations where it's just like, yo, I'm there, and then yeah, okay, tempest flared, but now when I calm down and I get to really have my own thoughts within myself, and I'll be like, yo, what started it? A sneaker getting stepped on?
Yeah,
I
yep.
can't be there for that for anymore. I can't.
Nah,
I can't.
not at all.
I can't be there for
And
that.
it's like how, and I just feel like, and thank God for my kids, you know what I'm saying? Like